Europe is facing its most serious security threat since the Cold War. The conflict between Russia and Ukraine has escalated dramatically. Recent events have raised fears of a wider conflict. Some analysts believe this could even escalate to the use of nuclear weapons. This has led to a tense standoff between Russia and the West. This situation is deeply troubling for European nations. Many remember the decades of Cold War tension. The possibility of a new Iron Curtain descending upon Europe is a real concern. The stakes are incredibly high. The outcome of this crisis will shape the future of Europe and the world. Western nations have responded with alarm to Russia's actions. They have condemned Russia's aggression and imposed sanctions. However, there is no easy solution to this complex crisis. Dialogue and diplomacy are essential to prevent further escalation. The world is watching anxiously as this dangerous situation unfolds. The current crisis has highlighted the importance of international cooperation. The world must work together to find a peaceful resolution. The alternative is unthinkable. To understand the current crisis, we must look back to the end of the Cold War. In the early 1990s, the Soviet Union collapsed. Ukraine, once part of the Soviet Union, found itself with a massive nuclear arsenal. This made Ukraine the third largest nuclear power in the world. However, Ukraine faced intense pressure to give up its nuclear weapons. Both Russia and the West wanted to avoid the danger of a nuclear-armed Ukraine. In 1994, Ukraine agreed to the Budapest Memorandum. Under this agreement, Ukraine gave up its nuclear weapons. In return, Russia, the United States, and the United Kingdom pledged to respect Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity. This agreement seemed like a victory for peace at the time. However, it has come back to haunt Ukraine in recent years. Russia's annexation of Crimea in 2014 and its current invasion of Ukraine have shattered the Budapest Memorandum. Ukraine's decision to disarm has left it vulnerable to Russian aggression. The situation highlights the complex challenges of nuclear disarmament. While reducing the number of nuclear weapons is crucial, it also creates new vulnerabilities. The international community must find ways to guarantee the security of non-nuclear states, otherwise we risk repeating the tragic mistakes of the past. Tensions between Russia and Ukraine have reached a fever pitch. On November 20, 2024, Russian President Vladimir Putin signed a revised nuclear doctrine. This doctrine allows for the use of nuclear weapons in response to non-nuclear attacks. This is a significant and worrying development. The trigger for this change was an incident involving a US-supplied missile. Ukraine used this missile to strike an ammunition depot inside Russia. The depot was located near the city of Kursk. This marked the first time Ukraine had used such a weapon to strike inside Russian territory. Russia viewed this as a major escalation of the conflict. Putin's response was swift and decisive. He announced the revised nuclear doctrine. This sent shockwaves through the international community. Many fear that this could be the first step towards a nuclear conflict. The situation is extremely volatile. The world is now holding its breath. The use of nuclear weapons would have catastrophic consequences. It is imperative that cooler heads prevail. Negotiation and diplomacy are the only way to avert disaster. The conflict in Ukraine has also drawn in other international actors. Most notably, North Korea has entered the fray. Pyongyang has deployed 11,000 troops to support Russia in the Kursk region. This is a concerning development that adds another layer of complexity to the crisis. North Korea's involvement is a testament to its growing alliance with Russia. This alliance has deepened in recent years, driven by shared interests and a common adversary in the United States. North Korea's willingness to send troops to Eastern Europe demonstrates the seriousness of this partnership. This development has further inflamed tensions between Russia and the West. The presence of North Korean troops in Europe is a stark reminder of the global nature of this conflict. It also raises the specter of a wider war. The international community is struggling to respond to this new challenge. The situation is fluid and unpredictable. The potential for miscalculation and escalation is high. The world is watching nervously as this dangerous game of alliances plays out.